What were you thinking during that first half? That the Portland Timbers can compete with any team in Major League Soccer? Because that's what I was thinking. Portland ends up with a 1-1 draw against the Vancouver Whitecaps and what ultimately is a disappointing result because of what the eye test showed us in that first half. Portland outshot the best home team in the Western Conference and hell, maybe the best team in MLS 14-2 in that first half. And now there's a pendulum starting to form, and not the one you think I'm talking about where they play up and they play down to teams. Along those similar lines, though, in the last 2.5 months, Portland have gotten a result on the road against the top 4 teams in the conference: Minnesota, San Diego, Vancouver, and a win at LAFC. But alternatively, in that same stretch, Portland just have 2 wins out of 11. They have a Western Conference high 10 draws. They must be more ruthless when they're given the chance, and they had plenty of chances to do it.
I thought we should have been 4-0 up at half-time, and I think it's probably indicative of our season, really, where we've not really punished teams. 4-0 up at half-time, I think we had 4 or 5 clear 1v1 opportunities. We hit the post, we hit the bar, and it should be at half-time where we're thinking that this game is over. At 1-0, the game was always going to change.
Let's put the second half for the next segment. Christopher Velde, you are a DP. The way you controlled that first half was incredibly impressive. He put the young New Zealand left back Bovalina in an absolute blender. Bovalina could not stop him whatsoever. I believe he had 7 shots total in the first half, one of them nicking off the bar, a few just a whisper wide. And I guess that's a problem because that goes back to the ruthlessness. But overall, what Christopher Velde is able to create and the volume he's able to create it at is special for this team going into the next couple of seasons. Will it manifest this season? Fingers crossed. Hopefully, but the Timbers were able to create overloads on both sides, on the left with Ian Smith and Christopher Velde, and on the right with Mati Rojas and Anthony. And when you have those two sort of, wide central players, and Velde on the left and Rojas on the right, you give them more options than a 3 at the back because you have the speed of the wingbacks, something we did not see against Houston.
Well, I thought it was one of our best 45 minutes of the season. I thought we looked a real top team. Anthony was phenomenal on the right. We had dynamic. We were played forward. We were aggressive, and like I say, we should have been coming in at half-time 4-0, and that's not just me being bullish or exaggerating or even being ignorant, because I think that was the game.
I'm sticking with the good for one more segment, and I promise I'll get to the second. Kamal Miller, of the 14 shots, I did not expect his to be the one that pierced the back of the net. From nearly 30 yards out, Kamal Miller scores his first goal as a Portland Timber in his home country of Canada. What a goal that was for him.
It was just a play where I tried to put myself in a good position, thinking where the ball was going to land on their clearance. I intercepted the ball, and it sat up nice, and I just hit it, kind of just an instinct moment, not really planned at all, and I hit it well, and very thankful for the goal.
And for Miller battling for his spot in the starting lineup with Dario Suparic, I think he was probably better than Suparic in this game overall. And it's going to be a big topic on the podcast tomorrow with Adam Booker and I, if the Timbers should stick with the 3 at the back against FC Dallas. I still have not really forwarded my thoughts on that because I don't think the Timbers' back line was poor in this game by any means. I think about what went wrong in the second half, and boy, was there warning shots from Vancouver right away. Vancouver is a damn good team. It doesn't matter who is playing. Jasper Sorensen always has something up his sleeve, a reason they have only lost 2 games at home the entirety of the Major League Soccer campaign. It felt like the Timbers were giving the ball away in 2 opportune areas to Vancouver to give them numbers going the other way. And also, when they brought in Ali Ahmed, that was able to give Vancouver more possession. They weren't as direct with Jaden Nelson, who I thought was really good in that first half, but it was the right decision to take him off because Ahmed was able to come inside, which forced Anthony to drop back and inside as well, putting the Portland Timbers on the back foot and not the front going forward.
I don't actually think it was even defensively. Like we did pretty well on set pieces throughout the game. They ran in behind, but we always seemed to deal with it. I think it was when we were transitioning after we won the ball, we were slow to get up from the back. The gaps were too big, and it seemed like since we were searching for that second goal that we know we should have had already, we just kept giving away the ball, and they kept coming right back on us in the transition. And like I said, the gaps were too big between the midfield and the back line. We were a bit stretched, and yeah, we got punished that way by just inviting pressure and sitting too deep. So I think myself and Zupa, the experienced ones at the back, got to do better of keeping the line higher.
It's a save that will be lost as the seasons go on, but James Pantemis makes a world-class save on Berhalter to keep the game at 1-0 in the 87th minute. I cut that clip, and I was ready to use it in my final scoreline tweet of what ultimately put the nail in the coffin of the Vancouver Whitecaps. But Vancouver go on to score off of that corner kick. And Brian White, we talk about the word ruthless a lot over the last couple of months. That is a ruthless striker. This was his first game back in a month, knocks off some of the rust, and boy, 15 goals in 3 straight years is not quite Denny Bouanga levels, but it is certainly close.
Another corner kick. Laporte again, challenging! It's in!
Achilles' heel this season is not punishing teams with opportunities to score.
Both teams should leave this contest feeling like they should have won. Portland should have won for the first 70 minutes of the game, and Vancouver, maybe I'm contradicting myself because I talked about Brian White being ruthless. He had a chance on the doorstep in stoppage time. Sabi hit the post just like David DaCosta did to end that Houston game.
You know, no two halves are ever the same in football, and that proved in the second half. We came out. They obviously they changed the momentum of the game. We dropped our level of intensity, and then it became just. It became we were hanging on and not taking responsibility, not taking accountability, not passing the ball well, not possession. It was a different game. We had to keep possession of the ball, and I thought in the second half it was a poor performance from us.
How many games do you think Dallas have lost since Leagues Cup? Bet you didn't say 0. 6 unbeaten. They beat the Portland Timbers 2-0 in their home building, and now they are coming to Providence Park, a place they absolutely spoiled Portland's campaign in 2024. A true 6-pointer trying to do it in 2025. I'll have a full podcast breaking down this match with Vancouver in your inbox tomorrow, likely early afternoon on the Timber Review. That'll be a free one for you to listen to. And then I'll also have a media roundup on Friday and a post-game report late Saturday night. A busy week in the land of the Timbers, hoping to improve on just their 2 wins over the last 11 this Saturday against Dallas.